Election day in America, in a country deeply divided. The final votes are being cast in the crucial midterm elections, one of the most consequential midterm elections in U.S. history. Control of the Senate at stake, control of the House at stake. The first exit polls just coming in, the issues driving voters. Voter interest very high this year, 45 million Americans casting their ballots early, in person or by mail, setting a record. Authorities tonight say more than in any other midterm election. That also means the ballots could take some time to count, especially with so many key battleground races so very close. Get ready for quite a night here on ABC. Tonight, those first clues from the preliminary exit polls, voters who cast ballots today, as well as those who voted early or who mailed in their ballots, all included here. Take a look tonight. Voters asked which of these issues mattered most when they voted. 32% said inflation, 27% said abortion, followed by crime, gun policy, and immigration. Asked which party they trust to handle inflation, 42% said Democrats, 54% said the Republicans. And asked whether they approve of President Biden's job performance, 45% said they approved, 55% disapprove. And there are two numbers tonight that you will hear again and again during our election night coverage all night long. They are 1 and 5. Republicans need a net gain of just 1 seat to take back control of the Senate, a net gain of just 5 seats to take control of the House. And one of those key Senate races, the Senate race in Pennsylvania tonight. Democrat Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman voting this morning in his hometown of Braddock, Pennsylvania. Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz voting near his home in suburban Philadelphia. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim leading us off tonight in Pittsburgh.
In Pennsylvania this morning, the Democrat in the nation's most watched Senate race driving himself to the polls in his pickup truck.
How you feeling this morning?
John Fetterman campaigning as a fighter for the little guy, saying his recent stroke has made him a stronger, more empathetic candidate.
This is what recovery from a stroke looks like 5 months ago. Sometimes I'm going to miss some words. Sometimes I'm going to mush 2 words together. But one thing I absolutely will always get right is making sure that we stand for the important things in Washington, D.C.
His Republican rival, Dr. Mehmet Oz, voting in the suburbs of Philadelphia, where he moved just about 2 years ago and where he's focused his efforts in the home stretch.
Pennsylvania is sending a very clear message to Washington. We want less radicalism and more balance.
Oz won the Republican nomination with the strong support of former President Trump, who campaigned here over the weekend. But in the final days, Oz pitching himself as a moderate voice.
So I'm asking you now to be braver than ever. This is a transformative election.
Today, many voters we spoke with focused on kitchen table issues, the economy, and inflation.
I walk into the grocery store and I'll walk by something. I'm like, I can't afford that. And just keep right on walking.
But other factors also coming into play.
Reproductive rights, to me, obviously, a lot of it just the idea of people that supported the insurrection, then being in office, people who don't want to recognize legitimate elections as being actual elections.
Some voters telling me that this year in Pennsylvania, it's been a difficult choice.
Everything's wrong in this country right now. The economy's bad. But the thing that bothers me is that both parties are just so derisive and they're not focusing on helping us. It's all about themselves.
Always good to hear from the voters. Eva Pilgrim with us live from Pittsburgh tonight. And Eva, another key race, of course, right there in Pennsylvania, the race for governor tonight. The Democrat in that race, Josh Shapiro, going into Election Day today with a very strong lead in the polls. And this is a question we're going to be discussing on election night coverage here. Will that help his fellow Democrat, John Fetterman, get over the finish line? Or will some there in Pennsylvania decide to split their vote, maybe go for a Democrat for governor, but then a Republican for Senate? We just have to wait and see.
That's right, David. We're at the Fetterman campaign event tonight here in Pittsburgh, and we have heard from voters across the state that they are going to split their vote. Some Republicans that we've talked to say they're voting for Shapiro, saying that Mastriano, the Republican candidate, is just too extreme. But then others tell us that they are voting straight ticket. This dynamic between these two races and how tight this Senate race is really adds an element that is unknown.
All right, Eva Pilgrim, we're going to be counting on you a lot tonight in Pennsylvania, the key state of Pennsylvania, as always. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.